The Formula One film has been in the news again this week, as after the name of the film has been confirmed, there's been stories about its budget ballooning to over $300 million US, but that has been denied by the filmmakers. So to put that into perspective, $300 million actually puts it around 10th of all time in terms of overall film productions. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Justice League and Star Wars The Last Jedi all cost $300 million, while back in the day films like Titanic cost around $200 million back in '97, but you adjust that for inflation, it's probably going to come somewhere near to 300 million in today's money. But yeah, it's an interesting one, because at the end of the day, it is a film with a lot of a big scope, really. I mean, you've got Brad Pitt in the lead role, you've got Jerry Bruckheimer doing producing, you've got Lewis Hamilton doing producing, you've got the director of Top Gun Maverick directing this film as well. It's very ambitious in terms of the things that it actually does. It goes to the actual Formula One circuit, it's got that fake Formula One team that's been going around as well. So, interesting stuff that it's, I mean, at the end of the day, if it does go to 300 million, it does go to 300 million, I personally think this film is going to be a big hit financially. I think it's going to be a big success. The general kind of rule of thumb when it comes to films making a profit is that you normally have to double the budget, because you've got things like marketing and stuff like that that's not included in the budget for the film. So for this film to make a profit, it probably needs to make about $600 million in the global box office. But to be honest, I think it's comfortably going to do that personally. But the cinema going experience these days is an interesting one. It's very hit and miss, things can be an absolute flop or they can be a huge hit. Even great films like Mad Max that came out recently, the Furiosa one, that was a great film in my opinion, but it didn't do that well in the box office, so we'll have to see. But then again, you got a massive IP in Formula One. Everybody knows Formula One, and Formula One is more popular than it's ever been before now. So let's see how it goes. But let's have a look at what some of the people involved with this have said. So Jerry Bruckheimer, who I mentioned before, he said that $300 million price tag is wildly off the mark. He said, and I quote, "It's tens of millions of dollars, but out of whack in the wrong direction, and in the right direction for us. Plus, we've raised more money for our filming car than some Formula One teams. You take that all into consideration, and it really drops that number quite a bit lower than what people would think." So obviously they've got sponsors on this fake Formula One car, and that's actually brought in loads of revenue for them, loads of what they call it, product placement in film. You don't see it all the time, you don't register it all the time because you're just that used to it, but it's in every film these days. So they've actually been quite clever in actually, making sure that's a thing really in this, so they can make some more money from it. They've also put, "We can't give you a number because that's Apple's money and they can talk about it. But what I think you can say is it's quite a bit lower than what's been reported." And Joseph Krasinski, the director of the film, has said, "I'm not sure where that number came from." So like I said, full article over on the f1chronicle.com. It's probably, going off of that, it's probably more like $200 million or something like that, which isn't that high these days. But yeah, Apple will report how much it actually cost when the film's actually finished, because it's not finished yet. It doesn't come out for another year yet. It comes out in summer 2025. But yeah, guys, there we go. Formula One news for you guys. The F1 film, any more developments come out with that, we'll bring it you, and anything else to do with F1 will also be here, right here on the f1chronicle.com.